Hello and welcome to the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, she is the beautifully talented and chaotic. It's Miss Savannah.
Hey!
And tired.
That's all I got. I got nothing. I'm very hungover today, and I apologize.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. We love you.
It's
anyway.
not even anything cool. I had 2 drinks, you guys. That's where I am right now.
Well,
2.
I mean, that's, for some people, that's a lot.
I mean, it would be a lot for me right now. And even further over there, you already heard his voice. He is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
I'm curious. Like, if the 2 drinks were Long Island iced tea, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would totally make sense to me. Like, that's all alcohol.
Yeah, they were those like pre-mixed cocktails, of like those canned like pre-mixed cocktails. They're like 13%. So
I had a friend of mine many moons ago. Remember Smirnoff Ice?
Yeah.
Iced.
Mm-hmm.
So what hard liquor would do would not affect her, but give her a can or whatever it was, a bottle, the little glass bottles of Smirnoff Ice. Give her 1 or 2, and then and Ginger says, "Can't hear you, sweetie."
Who can't you hear?
Any of us?
Maybe it's any of us.
Here
You'll have
we
to
go.
let us know, Ginger.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing.
Francis is the sweetie. Oh.
Aw.
Say something.
Or as they.
Yeah, you're there, so I don't understand why you're.
Maybe I'm low. Sweet chariot.
Sweet cherry.
Is it that I'm low, or is that you can't hear me at all? I guess is the question. If you can't hear me at all, it's on purpose. Judging that, I'm not going to get a reply for her because she can't hear me anyway.
She can't hear you anyway.
So is it that you can't hear him at all, or is that his volume is low? And I guess we'll vamp.
Better.
Okay, so it's that you were low, I'm guessing. So I'm boosting your signal as best I can.
All right.
Get boosted.
Boosted. There's an app that I want to get for this Stream Deck that you can single out the audio tracks coming in and boost them individually instead of raising both of your guys' volumes and playing a dance between the 2 mixers.
Oh, we'll make a little dance.
Do a little dance.
I was just saying that if it was 2 Smirnoff Ice, the delay is forever. Sorry. It's just it is what it is on delays, but 1 glass of Smirnoff, 1 little bottle of Smirnoff Ice, just gone. But
Oh, but I get that way too. Like hard alcohol versus like beer
Carbonated.
or wine, or not even carbonated, but just like fermented. Like different fermentation processes. I think because like wine, beer, anything like that, like fucked. But like hard alcohol, I could just drink all night. At least that's how it used to be. I know.
That's how it used to be.
That's how it used to be. Nowadays.
Nowadays, not so much now.
That's what happens when you break sobriety for 7 years. But
well, and look, the body as it ages, because we're not all spring chickens.
What? I'm much more a spring chicken than you guys are.
Oh, that's
I may not look like it right now. I like my bags packed, and I get that. But I am a good 8 years younger than you, 7 years younger.
If you put salami on your eyes or something,
gross.
I bet
Why would I have salami?
Yeah, why would she even have salami in her house?
Or whatever.
I mean, for the dogs, I guess, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
No.
You get cold dog food in your face.
No.
There's supposed to be something.
They're on full vegan diets.
Are they really?
No. Oh my God, no.
I can't imagine that's good for dogs.
You can adequately feed a dog a vegan diet, but you cannot do it for cats.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dogs can actually be on vegan diets.
Yeah, that's
but
why.
but not cats. But
No.
no, are you kidding? I'm way too lazy to feed myself. Um, like cook for myself. No, they get real dog food. I mean, it's kibble, but it's expensive kibble.
Yeah. Cats get fancy feast.
Yeah,
Dogs get kibble.
kibble. Cats get kibble too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah. My cat was on dry food for a long time. And then as she got older, she didn't eat as much. So I'm like, here, have wet food. So you keep eating.
Nice.
Yeah, cats dig the
You
wet
would
food.
think that Cassian would eat wet food because he doesn't have teeth, but no, he prefers Dan's food, which is like this big, like quarter sized.
His gums are like traps.
I mean, they are. They do harden up like after a while.
The gums of steel.
It's just a thing that happens when dogs get rid of their teeth. Or when we get rid of dogs' teeth. We're barbarians. Anyway.
Anyway. It's 420 show. Because it's 419.
That's why we're so. That's why we're so mellow today.
Some of us are, yes.
Yeah.
One day we'll get Francis really high, Savannah.
Oh sure.
It won't take much. I really don't think that.
I don't think it would. I think we might have to, like.
Just give him 130-gram sucker and you'll be good to go.
Oh yes, the 30 milligram sucker.
Milligram, yeah.
So today is on April 19th, 2020, because tomorrow is really
2022, Francis.
2022. Sorry.
Remember we were talking about time?
Right.
Oh my God, what is it? Okay. So today is Bike Day.
I did see that.
Humorous Day.
As
humorous
in
like
your
the bone, or humorous like
No, humorous is like ha 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 ha.
Oh, it's funny that we both went for the bone.
Oh, I always go for the bone.
Well, yeah, I guess that is true.
And to go with the bone is National Stress Awareness Day.
National what?
Stress Awareness Day.
Oh.
So just National Millennial Day is what you're saying.
Because it's tax day. That's why it's stress awareness.
What?
I thought yesterday was tax day.
Tax day is the 15th.
I don't know. It says
it got
after.
What do you call it? Extended.
Because it was a Friday? Or
I'm guessing so. But I'm looking
National
here on the
Garlic
calendar. I'm looking at the calendar. Yeah, this past yesterday was tax
Monday.
day.
I was like, Monday was supposed to be tax day, I think. Yeah.
Wild.
And then it's National Garlic Day as well as Rice Ball Day. So happy Rice Ball Day, everyone.
Rice ball? Like a ball of rice.
Like a ball of rice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can eat it on the go,
Yeah, in Japan it's called onigiri. So yeah, you
Oh,
can totally have rice ball in the rice ball in the go.
Get it out of the vending machine.
Yeah, you can get it or at the local kombini. You just get yourself a nice little rice ball.
Huh.
Well, it's something that hopefully we'll be able to experience. What we won't be able to experience in Japan, Francis, is weed.
No, it's not legal in Japan.
It is not legal.
Really?
It is not legal. It is very hard to obtain. It is very expensive, apparently, and is not very good.
Look, they don't want to take away from their the tobacco stronghold.
Yeah,
that Japan has.
Is I'm not even gonna say it because I'm just gonna sound real. No, we're good.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, everyone smokes in Japan for the most part. Not everyone, but it's still one of the very many places in Europe and Southeast Asia that still they love themselves to puff on the old death stick and enjoy themselves that cool menthol taste. So yeah,
wow.
Never make it.
While spending hours in a pachinko parlor.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God! When I walked at that pachinko parlor, it's just this haze. You just have a thick haze of smog and smoke right above you.
It's a combination of just body funk and cool cigarettes.
Oh yeah, and there's such an age disparity, right? Because it's like a bunch of 60-year-olds in front of the pachinko machines, and then a bunch of like 20-year-olds running around trying to get people's balls.
Mm.
Race
And
balls?
yeah,
Nice.
the little metal balls that they can exchange at a place to get money.
Mm.
Because gambling is illegal in Japan. But
Yeah,
Ah.
I always found it weird that they give you the tickets that say you have this many credit or whatever, and you take
here's
that
how many
ticket
pachinko
around
balls.
you take that credit around the corner or the next block over to this
Yeah.
nondescript door. It has a little window, and you slide the ticket through, and then all of a sudden, money comes out.
It's like a prize. Yeah, it's really strange.
It sounds, I mean, like cashing out. So I
It is,
guess.
but it can't be. It's
But
like
they don't call it
weirdly
cashing out.
not. It's
Consider
not
it like,
tied, and somehow not tied to the pachinko parlor, but they have a deal with the pachinko parlor.
yeah.
So
The Japanese are weird.
It's laundering your pachinko winnings.
Gotta launder it somewhere.
Sure.
Ain't gonna launder itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so no weed in Japan. Yeah.
No weed in Japan, but you know what? There is plenty of in at least two of the three of the states that this podcast takes place in. Is a lot of weed in Colorado and California. I don't know how much there is there in old. We don't
Medicinal,
wear
and I
wear
think
seatbelts
there's it's medicinal only, and it's I want to say that there's maybe like 6 stores across the state. So,
Well, okay.
so super legal, That's North Dakota at least. Minnesota is also medicinal, but you can't even get flour. It's just pill capsule oil tincture essentially. So,
Well, I mean, at least that's a start.
yeah.
Man, if it's gonna be truly medicinal, those are the truly medicinal.
You have to jump through fucking hoops to even get your medicinal.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's like it
your
is in
card, like cancer and like dying, like so.
and that's how it is apparently in Utah. You have to be about 10 to 15 breaths from death before they'll give you a medical card.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whereas in California, you can walk into any marijuana doctor's place and say, "I have chronic hangnails."
Well, that was like years ago, but yeah, you just had to say I had anxiety, and they'll give you.
Yeah, or you have
That's
pain.
pretty much how North Dakota is. Yeah.
And here, again, 4 or 5 years ago, chronic hangnails, doc.
No,
And-
just I have a fear of heights. Oh well,
Yeah.
Why have the cure for you?
I don't like green Pokemon.
Well, do I have the cure for you?
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is that people are still kind of hesitant out here about getting their card, and they're like, I just don't know if I'll qualify. I'm like, you're over the age of 25, so they don't care, and nobody can tell you don't have pain.
Yeah.
So if you go in there and you say, my back hurts, well, you're over 30, so that's probably legitimate. And this works. And I told this guy just today actually that a good marijuana doctor will also offer other treatment. Hey,
Right.
you can go get acupuncture, you can do stretches, you can do yoga, et cetera, et cetera. I'll give you a recommendation to another doctor, but here's a script anyway.
Right.
And it's not even a script; it's a recommendation.
Right.
But it's
A dog. Sorry.
yeah, I figured as much.
She's making an early appearance tonight.
But it's interesting that state to state has all these different, and the dog makes an appearance. That state to state, everybody has their different different restrictions on when they'll give it to somebody. Like, we have the program, it's running. You can go to a medical dispensary and pick something up today, if you have a license.
Well, yeah.
And here's all the hoops you got to jump through.
I
Right.
didn't realize only 21 states have it.
Medically?
Recreational.
Recreational. That's 21. Is that recreational?
According to U.S. News.
Well,
World
that's
Report,
fucking 10 more than I thought was out there.
as of January 6, 2022, there are recreational is legal in over 21 states.
And
Oh well, I take it back. You're right. It's fewer because it's counting Washington D.C. and Guam, which neither of which are states. So
neither of which count anyway. No.
Haha, capital. You don't count.
Well, they're the District of Columbia. They're not even a state.
No, they're yes.
They're a
they are.
nation state.
Mm.
They're not even that.
It's like, aren't they a city state? And it would, that would have
They're American. They're Colombian.
But yeah, so I ask you both. I already know Francis' answer. His experience with weed has been my experience with weed in California. But Savannah, if you would like, what was your first experience with weed?
Let's see. It was ninth grade. Somebody had slid a bomb threat under the principal's office door.
What?
So we were all herded into the gym. Nobody was allowed to call parents. Like nobody, like we were all just like hurtled into the gym. We had to stay outside for a long time, and it was like 20 degrees, and we didn't have coats or anything, and it just sucked. And so my friend lived by the school, and we're like, fuck it, we're leaving. So then I called my mom, and I was like, I'm at my friend's. There was a bomb threat. I'll be home after school. And yeah, then we smoked weed out of a old Bic pen with
That is creative.
yeah, with a little screen filter at the end. So, and I don't remember what movie we watched, but it was something
About Mary.
No, it was
Points.
I remember it was like a foreign flick dubbed like and just weird, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening. So that was it.
Okay.
I also learned how to play Creep by Radiohead on the bass.
You just got an extra 50 points of hotness.
Dun, dun.
It's very easy.
It doesn't matter how easy or hard it is. It's a girl playing a bass guitar. That's just
whatever.
That's just hot right there.
The problem is, so I had a bass guitar for like a year, but the problem is that I have tiny fingers to the point where like there's no, that D string is just a little too much. So
Tore your little
Can't
fingers
handle
up.
the D string. Okay.
That's when you know somebody's hungover, when they're drinking Gatorade.
Got to get those electrolytes.
Yeah.
Nice for you.
yellow is the flavor.
Yes. My first experience also was around that same age, Savannah, and it was with,
Was it a bomb threat?
actually no, but
Oh,
I was the one who
But-
put the paper under the
when I was in elementary school, someone called a bomb threat in on the school, and just like with you, they sent us outside for the whole day, and you couldn't take anything with you, and if you had to use the bathroom, it was one of those things where they're like run in and run out sort of thing, and it was very odd. We didn't know it was a bomb threat till the end of the day, but they kept us at the school all day, which I thought was weird. But no, the first experience was not with a bomb threat. If it was in elementary school, that would have been a little scary.
Okay.
Smoking weed in elementary school. But it was in high school years with friends, out of a joint and a metal pipe. And we went, there was a golf course behind my buddy's house. And we went into the golf course and just kind of run amok through the golf course. Possibly, maybe even dug holes.
I don't
Maybe.
know why.
I don't know what the statute of limitations is. It's all speculation.
I like how digging holes is like a criminal offense.
In a golf,
I may or
destroying
may
a
not
golf
have dug
course.
holes.
I mean, it was destroying a golf course.
yeah.
What you're doing was you were providing more holes for the golf course to use in their, whatever those things are called. rounds
Rounds.
or whatever it is. Hole, whatever it is when you're at a hole. What is it called?
A
It's not a
hole.
round. It's like a.
Oh.
I guess it's just a hole. Yeah. Yeah. So you were in between holes. Okay, go on.
Oh yes. Points for a callback. Points for a
Wow.
callback, and using it out of context too. That's even better.
You always have to use it out of, otherwise it doesn't count.
Yeah, it's true. Otherwise, it's just gross.
Yeah.
But no. So yeah, a lot of high school experiences with it for myself. And then after working in the for a TV giant for many a year and doing flight agencies. What was that flight? Where you book somebody's flight? What the hell is
Travel
that?
agency.
Travel agency.
Travel agency.
Cool. Yeah.
And odds and ends, I finally ended up in the weed industry as a worker, and it was weird because when I decided to get into it, it was like, well, I'm not going to make a lot of money, but at least I'm going to be a lot happier than sitting in an office all day.
Right.
Hey, just want to give a shout out to My God's Got a Bigger Dick. Hey, what's up, man?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, shout out to
I
the
see you in there.
newest follower. My God's got a bigger dick. Thanks for following. Awesome name.
I don't. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's
I'm
bold.
waiting for like the real.
It's a bold statement.
Name.
It's a bold
It's
statement.
lowercase G though, so I think it's okay because it's lowercase G.
That is true.
Even though I think that's or maybe that's just kind of like the way that it works. But yeah,
No, because
See,
you
the
can
thing
you can
is,
you
you
can
guys-
have capital letters in your screen name.
sure.
Artemis Kiki has capitals.
Well, okay.
As I look through, but yeah, shout out. Thanks for following.
Anyway, so yeah, look.
Do you guys believe that marijuana is a gateway drug?
No.
To fun? No.
Yes, it is to fun. It is also a gateway to fucking eating a bag of Cheetos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a gateway drug to diabetes, like
could.
insulin
It
drugs.
could.
You know, like
It could if if you're
high cholesterol.
It could.
Yeah.
All those Funyuns.
I like to think that today's stoner is a bit more, well, not all of them, but a little more sophisticated. We live in a more sophisticated time. We're aware of our health. We're aware of our health, and
People like to think that we are, but there's still a lot of people in prison. A lot of Black people in prison
that is very true.
for marijuana. So I'm
That is
not
true.
like, yeah, you guys can have your like yoga and weed, but like it's okay if it's catered to white people. It's basically it's
that a
dog
cat?
choir practice at my house. I don't
No.
know if you guys know that. I meet every Tuesday. But yeah, no.
The screaming dog just every time.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, there's a lot of incarceration in California. I mean, that was the biggest kind of issue.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Was in
it's like, yeah,
California.
they've decriminalized it in a lot of states, but that doesn't mean that they've expunged and released people. Like it's very ridiculous.
No, it is. I mean, even
So,
here,
that's,
they told everybody, oh, we're gonna regulate it, just like marijuana, or just like alcohol, but it's
We're
ridiculous.
going to regulate marijuana just like we do marijuana. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Mama
No,
is the one true gateway drug. Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. I always said air is a gateway drug.
Well,
Just
air gives you cancer. So.
well, there you go.
I don't know.
All the
Did you
more-
guys
all the-
ever like? Were you ever the high school kid that did Robitussin? Because that was me.
No,
Like as a way to get high?
Oh yeah.
everybody.
Really?
Oh yeah. DMX. Yeah. Or DXM. Yeah. DMX.
Did
Yeah.
X don't give it to you?
DMX
Is that-
just scares you stoned. No, there was a lot of kids in my high school that drank, but there
Same.
wasn't a lot of pill poppers in my high school. There wasn't a lot of Robitussin kids that I'm aware
Not a lot
of.
drug use in my high school. I think that's why I wasn't exposed to it, because not a lot of drug use in my high school. You know, or at least
That
none
you were
I
aware
knew
of. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say nothing I was aware of, and I hung out with everyone, like, because I was weirdly, I wasn't popular, but I was known for some reason.
Sure.
I mean, I
Same.
know, yeah, it's like people knew my name, and I'm like, how? Why do you like the most popular person in school? Why would you know who I am?
Right.
Stuff like that. But I never, of all the little cliques and stuff that I kind of roamed around in, as far as I know, none of them. They were, one clique. Well, actually, it wasn't even a clique. It was just a couple, and the biggest thing with them was the girl was pregnant at 17. Like that was the big ooh.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else, yeah, you're right, drinkers. It was just alcohol. I guess that's
Yeah.
easier. That's so much easier to get a hold of.
We were the rich school, the high school I went to, but it was all drinking. It wasn't really farm parties or anything like that. But I dated a drug dealer in high school, so that's why I fell on that side.
I mean, there was always, those 3 or 4 kids.
I love how casual. I just dated a drug dealer.
It's fine. It's whatever, It's.
What was
I
the
mean,
hardest drug you sold?
was he a drug dealer or did he sell weed?
He sold weed.
Okay,
Ah.
so
Yeah,
Whoa.
no, he sold weed. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of crack, but mostly
Yeah.
weed.
it's just
The best part was like when they moved into this like super cheap like apartment, and they found out it was super cheap because it was previously a meth lab. Like the door jamb was still kind of broken from when the cops kicked it in,
Oh,
and like you
shit.
could, when you're in the basement, you could like kind of smell like the remnants of it. So
Not
Smells
good.
like home.
Yeah.
stay down there long enough, and you're like, my head hurts.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Memories.
Back in my day,
Yeah, right.
all just surrounded by meth. The good old days.
Good old days.
The
Meth
trap
Trap
house.
house. Yeah. I'm pretty much, yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Like he grew it, like, yeah, it was the whole thing.
Trap house for the win. Very much so.
Again, I've never really thought that weed was a gateway drug. I thought people had easier access to alcohol than they did weed, at least in my circle.
Absolutely.
The links that we had to go through to get weed in high school was pretty far. Luckily, we knew people that were older and already had established connections. But a lot of people just drank.
And that was technically more fun for a lot of people because that was the inhibitions thrown away type of a deal versus mellowing out. Like, because you're in high school, everyone's got hormones raging, so it's mostly like, what can I do to get focused all of my hormonal rage? Maybe not rage, but my hormonal horniness or something. Oh, I know.
So I purposely did not drink because I was really tired of hearing everybody being like, "Oh, I got so drunk this weekend, bro."
Right.
And so I was just like, "Fuck that." And I also like hung out with like the straight edge kids, and so like it's kind of funny because black out your wrist, like, and I was like, I smoke a lot of weed, but I'm still gonna straight edge, bruh. Stay posy. I was really cool. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
Well, I mean,
I
you
knew.
were the Olympic sailor.
junior
Olympic.
Junior Olympic.
Yeah.
You're
Nobody in high school knew that though. So
Oh, really? Oh.
no,
Huh.
How do you hide that?
because I when I
Small
competed, it was in Minneapolis, so like 4 hours away. Yeah,
Mm.
and in the summertime.
Summertime.
That's right.
Um.
So, I'm a really big deal.
It's all that
People
bass,
know
that
you.
bass playing you were doing.
What?
All that bass playing you were doing.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like I said, that was a very short-lived because it just my hands were just too small for that.
It was
So
like, hey, did you hear Savannah plays the bass? Yeah, she's like 50% hotter now or whatever.
no. No. They
And
were like,
she-
"Oh,
But she's playing
we should be in a band." And I'd be like, "Yeah." And then I would just never practice or do anything and it was more of an idea thing, but not really a,
Most bands are just ideas.
Yeah.
Very few bands ever make it from the design phase.
Right.
Sometimes
We should start a band, bro.
sometimes getting an instrument is just the same thing. Like, I wanted a bass really bad. I got the bass and I was like, now what do I do with it?
Right.
And I had a
No, I
videotape.
spent-
I had like a couple videotapes, and nothing was working to like stick it in my brain. As far as like how to play it, how to even play a scale, so it just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
Disappointing as hell.
Well, cuz like I could read music just fine,
Sure.
it was just practicing and getting better. That was the thing.
Getting good.
I didn't even practice, like I was in band and I didn't even practice.
Mm.
When you're just that good, do you
No.
need to practice?
No.
Playing bass, smoking a joint while sailing a boat.
Just teenage Savannah things.
Down at a smeared off ice.
Yeah.
So I had
What are me for?
a little funny thing. Well, it's not funny. It's a serious thing, but it's something that always kind of got me a little riled up when I was working in the dispensaries. And it was people that would come in, and it was typically older people. What I mean older is older than me. So that could be a year older or dirt old. And
dirt.
they would say, we came out here we want to use marijuana as a medicine, as a treatment. But we're super hesitant about it. And, I don't want to get high and this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not a doctor, but if you're telling me you're in stage 4 cancer, what's the fucking problem?
Yeah.
And the thing that I would always ask them is if they were taking chemo and radiation. And most of the time people said yes.
Are you nauseated? Yeah.
And I would say, okay, so let me get this straight. You're okay with somebody injecting poison into you, killing all the cells in the area, and with the hopes that the healthy cells will return. But you're afraid of getting high. and I would say, okay, now just think about what you said for a second. You're willing to let this person who, is wearing a lead apron behind bulletproof glass while they shoot you with radiation. I don't know how that works. I just think about X-rays, and that's what they do with X-rays.
It's I think most radiation is an injection these days. It's like an iodine radiation.
Okay, well, what do I know? But it's still the statement's still true though. I mean, like, you're okay with a dude that wears a white coat and his job is called a practice, and he's making educated guesses and he's just shooting you full of poison that makes you feel like shit. Your hair fall out. You don't eat. You lose weight. There's all these things that happen. Yeah, it might kill your cancer. But you're afraid of getting high. I have a real hard time with it. Like these people that, like, oh, I have a couple drinks, I have a few drinks or a lot of drinks. I get drunk every night. I never smoked weed though. I'm afraid of getting high. It's so I don't understand. Like, where's the fear?
Man. Reefer madness.
Reefer madness for one.
Yes, I mean,
Especially
it's
older than you, yeah.
It's rhetorical. It's a rhetorical kind of thing, but I get.
But
I get how it was pounded into people's brains for 50 to 60 years that it's a gateway drug. It's going to make you kill people. It's going to make you go insane and all this sort of stuff. But there's things
Here's
called
the thing, it still is. It's still being
portrayed
done
that way.
Like people are, yeah, it's still being portrayed that way. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that hasn't gone away. Like
See, I
people
don't see a lot of commercials, so I don't.
It's not commercials. It's social media.
In the Midwest, it is.
Like, it's,
We still have commercials in the Midwest.
I
Do
don't
they
know what a
still have
commercial is
that
anymore,
chick
Tim.
that was all
Mhm.
just like, just draped on the couch?
No.
All okay.
No.
Because those commercials were fucking amazing.
No.
I
still
saw
the-
that. All I wanted to know was what the fuck was she smoking? I want to be that relaxed.
Right? Yeah. I think that's just fentanyl.
Yeah.
You
That's
almost
the
made me
thing, is,
spit
like,
that
it's
out.
still-
It's
still
not even
people-
funny, but yeah.
yeah, there's still people, and there's still campaigns that demonize it. So you're gonna
Oh,
get that a lot
absolutely.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna go away anytime soon.
Well, I mean, I would hope that with more and more states going legal, that would go away.
No.
I
As
think
a matter of fact, it'll
regionally-
probably, especially.
I think regionally, sure, it will be demonized, but outside of those regions where they're going to say, yeah, fuck this, that plant that just happens to have some effects. Nope, we can't.
Nope.
Can't do that.
No, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
people
I
out
think
there-
I think it's going to be demonized mostly by the tobacco industry,
For sure.
by the alcohol, just anything like
all
that
the
that's going to
other
take away that
recreational
business.
drugs that you
All
can
the
take.
exactly. So
Yeah.
no, we have lots of commercials that are like, buzz driving is under the influence. Like if you can feel it, you shouldn't drive, and
Right. Well, there's a bulletin that went out last week. Sorry, I got the hiccups. That is basically saying like, hey, this is a reminder. It is illegal to drive while high on marijuana, and you have to wait this long after consumption of smoke or edible. And people were talking about it. I'm like, it's springtime. People are starting to get out and about. That's what everybody does. Every spring
yeah.
they send out the same bulletins. Don't speed, but everybody does. Don't drive high. Don't drive drunk, but everybody does.
It's summertime.
I know, but
Right.
the drunk part. But
There's a lot of DUIs in Denver, and
Oh, same. Yeah.
and
I think DWIs pretty much fund the Minnesota road system. So, and I work in transportation.
I don't know. It's just funny to me that in 2022 it is still demonized. It is still looked at as the devil's lettuce.
Jazz
It's like
cabbage.
I said, it's just a plant that happens to have some effects. It's kind of like chamomile. Is chamomile a plant? I don't know. I just made a statement.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think the problem is that the argument is you can't. It's hard to argue that it's. I mean, you can, but there's nothing like it really out there that's like weed right now.
There's a few things out there. There's a few other plants that you could smoke that have psychotropic
Okay,
and
I mean that are
psychotropic.
no. I meant in the sense of something that you can legally get.
Legally,
that
yeah.
yeah,
will-
still,
that
still,
will
it's still, yeah.
have that effect on you.
There's still plants that you can purchase that have psychotropic effects that you can purchase
Well,
that
Legally.
are
What are those?
totally legal. Salvia,
well,
which is
I
another
think
kind of
salvia is considered
plant that people smoke that have
yeah.
some kind of weird trippy effect. I've never experienced it myself. DMT.
Mm-hmm.
People get DMT all the time. So I mean, like the molecule, the miracle drug, the molecule drug. I can't remember what they called it. DMT. But
I mean, it's yeah. It's apparently DMT is equivalent to psilocybin, aka magic mushrooms.
hmm.
But I don't even where do they have DMT stores? Do they have
There's no
Salvia
DMT stores,
Do
but
they have?
people obtain DMT however they obtain it. Spirit molecule. In Canada, there are magic mushroom shops that are popping up.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's interesting to see. I think it's kind of cool. Mushrooms are a totally different feeling and experience. All I can tell you is that I get major resting bitch face while on mushrooms. I look like I'm pissed off, but I'm having a great time internally. Your camera just is not liking something tonight. It just keeps going in and out.
I know.
But the dog is cute at least.
She also looks high 24/7. So.
Well, join the rest of us.
Focus. There we go.
Fuck us. So Francis, as I stated, your experience is your experience with weed has been with me. So
I mean, for the most part, like I haven't really seen it again outside of, I'm not around it in really any way, shape, or form. Even the people all the people I've ever worked with, or all the people I went to school with, nobody really did it. So I wasn't around it at all really. But yeah, so, you're it. I mean,
you have gone to
you and Jason. Right.
You're right, but you have gone to 2 dispensaries with me, and they were
3.
3. Okay.
1 in Colorado and 2.
Oh, that's right. That's right. What the fuck?
Sorry.
So so the 2 in California, those were like night and day differences. Where the one that we were down in San Diego was very much I won't go so far as to say like a Target or Walmart, but it was very welcoming. It was brightly lit.
Yeah.
They had a security guard, but he wasn't intimidating looking or anything like that. It was just kind of something that we just went and did.
We also went in the morning.
We did go first thing in the morning.
Went at 10 a.m.
That is true. That is true. The other one that we went to that was either West Anaheim or wherever the hell we were, that was in that dark parking lot. And they had at night, with no parking lights.
Past 9.
There was no signage outside to let you know that it was a dispensary. There was just a door that was open and like a light that was glowing from inside this door.
Yeah,
and
shining in.
You walk in and it was like you're standing in front of bulletproof glass that had been either papered or painted over with black, so you couldn't even really see, or tinted or whatever. Tinted. Yeah, and tinted. With a little slot underneath with
dude that was in there that asked for our IDs.
Yeah, and this little slot in the bottom, so you just big enough to slide your ID back and forth. And then you walk into the shop, and it was like the dingiest. It was a pachinko parlor with weed in it.
I didn't think it was pachinko-y, but I mean, I think it was definitely not as nice, or maybe not as nice, but maybe as modern as the one we went to in San Diego.
Definitely not as modern, but I just mean like there was a cloud of weed smoke when you walked into the shop.
Well, because they allowed you to smoke it.
Yeah, and
that's wild.
Yeah, and I asked them before they gave me the free dab how it was legal, and they were like, "It's not." Well, awesome. As long as I know, that's all I need to know. But night and day difference between those 2 shops, and then the 1 or 2 shops I've taken you here. No, just the one.
Well,
is the shop I was running.
I think you took me. Yeah, that's the only one I went to, was the one you were running.
Yeah, which when you were in that shop, we were breaking the law by having you in there. You were touching the product. So
after you told me not to. I was about to, and I looked at a couple of things, and like, oh, you can't do that, Mike. So I just stood there.
But then my boss guy, he was like, "No, it's fine. You can let him." And I'm
I
like,
don't remember. I
"What
mean, probably. I don't remember.
But even
I remember looking at the bags of the different things that you were purchasing.
Oh yeah. But even those 3 different places, I mean, each one of them had a different flavor to it. Each one of them looked different, completely different from the other. And that's something that I really do like about the shops here in Colorado is that everybody does have their own little flavor and you know, spice, whatever. There's another thing, spice. You
I'm
can
on a
get spice.
registry.
You want a what?
I'm on a registry.
For what?
I don't know.
I mean, our information was probably
they kept taking
sold.
my ID and scanning it.
Yeah, I'm sure our information got sold to somebody. That's for sure. But I don't know.
I'm on a registry. I'm like, oh.
Maybe it's a wedding registry, and you'll get a cool fondue set or something.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
You
Use a crock
don't-
pot.
Yeah. What else did they give it? Wedding gift. What else is a wedding gift?
I don't know. I had one. And I don't remember. Stuff. They give you like utensils and they give you like plates. And
Plates and
like
a
commemorative
microwave
plates?
plans and just
No,
like
just China.
starter set. Like it's you're starting your home together, so you need to buy new things, and instead of combining the 2 sets of weird stuff that you have from college, you're starting over with a nice set together. And it's the type of stuff for your house that you wouldn't necessarily buy for yourself. Crock pots and big sets of ceramic pots and pans and shit like that.
Shit.
Forks, knives, spoons. Yeah, it's all usually it's
Bathroom towel sets and
towels.
yeah.
The first time I moved out,
Basically anything that you would need in a house.
Yeah.
the first time I moved out, well,
Hamper,
after living with somebody for 4 or 5 years and not having anything when I went in as far as utensils and stuff like that went, I just took 4 plates, 4 bowls, 4 spoons, just a set of everything that we had. None of it matched. None of it still matches. I actually have
marry them. So you can get...
I have like a brand new set of stuff, but I don't want to, break it out until I have my own spot. Because then
you don't want to use it where you are. No. Yeah.
So it's just funny. I have a whole set. It's all brand new shit, and it all matches, but it's just tucked away to be used at some point. But yeah, so a lot of people may or may not know, I sold weed legally for almost 10 years. 8 years, something like that. 6 years. 6 years. That's not quite 10, I guess, at all. It's like half a decade. Whatever. I smoke weed. It was a very.
Look, I mean, look, what is time again?
What is time? Exactly.
I barely knew. Yeah.
It was a very odd experience. Selling weed legally in a store for the very first time, to the point where the kid asked me, he said, "I would love a quarter of this fine product you have in front of me." I went, "Awesome." And I leaned down to grab the quarter container, and I thought to myself, how much does a quarter weigh? It's 7 grams.
25 cents.
Not how much it costs, how much it weighs. So it's 7 grams. But in my head, like, I bought quarters a lot, but I never weighed them. What the fuck? It was very odd. And if I could go back now and tell my 15, 16-year-old self that as a quote-unquote adult, that I would be selling weed legally and or working in a legal weed industry, 15, 16-year-old version of me would have 2 questions. 2 questions. 1, how's that legal? 2, how do we get so old? Where all the hair go?
Yeah. Yes.
I love how it had nothing to do with the work you're doing. It's all about like
It's
what's
all
wrong
about
with you.
why have you failed?
Yeah. Well,
Why, Josh? Why?
there'd be a lot of other questions like that too. Like, why are you 44 years old and you're a roommate to somebody?
That's normal now.
It really is.
I'm having.
That's
I'm
not,
having
yeah,
my
don't.
ego.
I don't even think that's
my ego is having a real hard time with it. Okay, guys.
You also live in one of, like, both of you live in, like, super fucking expensive, like,
If we were
places.
in the more towards the Midwest, we'd probably be okay.
Yeah. You probably own a house,
Yeah.
like I do. You know, like, it's,
We don't own an acre.
yeah. I don't own an acre, but
No.
Have some chickens.
Some vegan
also
chickens.
chickens, no. Chickens attract rats. No.
Really? Why?
Yes.
I would think they.
No.
If
Like
Chickens attract rats. Like, no, thank you.
But like,
Yes, they may, like, pick up ticks and stuff like that, but no.
Oh man! All right.
I don't think I want to have any
Maybe you were
live
saying, though.
animals in my house unless it's like,
On that note,
yeah, having to take care of. I mean, outside of cats and dogs, maybe a fish or a lizard or something like that. Like, I don't know, going outside every day and feed and collecting eggs and protecting chickens against chicken hawks.
And raccoons and coyotes and foxes and
I could see a raccoon
stray
running up.
dogs, cats, you know?
I could see a raccoon running up to a chicken and grabbing a chicken and running off with it. They got those weird
Yeah, raccoons are
hands.
actually really, really bad for chickens.
The things we learn on this show. I don't really have a whole lot else because I am ready to go smoke some more weed and have some fun.
oh wow, okay.
Well, we're hitting.
Ooh,
We're-
I'm gonna go
To do
straight to
on-
bed. It is 9:30.
I know.
Yeah, well, we're keep trying.
Not
to keep
even
it
in
tight.
a cool way, just like,
Is there a cool way to go to bed?
yeah. You know,
Raising the roof as you
I
go
don't
or
know, I
something?
got-
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
got no.
No.
That's me just falling face first into it. So
So
I don't know
anybody
why
that-
you guys let me come on here every week.
I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
there's so much less random laughter when you're not on.
I know. It's too serious. So
Sorry,
So
I ruined the seriousness of it.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's because, as I just stated before, I don't emote much, so it's good that
I know
I
it
have
was a
two-
joke. I make jokes sometimes. I don't know if you guys know that, but
well, it's kind of like that podcast
And-
you used to host,
what?
huh?
no.
I feel
That
like
was
I'd remember if I used to host a podcast before this.
Yeah, it was about trivia.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The trivia podcast you used to do called Speak Answers to Me.
Speak answers geekly.
And the A was the at symbol and the E was a 3.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
You
There
know,
By this podcast.
There was an exclamation mark in there somewhere.
yeah. At signs, and it's it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Why does the S have to be a 5?
It's
backwards.
a dollar sign.
It's a couple dollar signs.
The
All
P
right,
is the
well, I know
paragraph
we'll-
symbol. You know.
In our next episode, we're gonna do a holdover episode from our favorite Speak Answers to Me, and we'll do some trivia. We'll do some some dental trivia or something. We'll do
Dental trivia.
Way to bring that up. Thanks.
We're on the next show. We're going to have a dental hygienist that's going to tell us all about the things of gingivitis.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? So, wrong button. We didn't say my name. My name didn't get spoken. Why was the fucking animal making noises? Savannah, where
No
can
one was
people find
around you.
Savannah? Where can people find
Twitter.
you on the internets?
Twitter and only Twitter.
What's under what screen name?
It's at Master of Raptors.
We cannot stop her from tweeting. She tweets every day, all the time.
Constantly, guys.
Constantly.
It's every minute sometimes.
It's like her hands are glued to the keyboard. And
To be honest, I got a new phone and I don't even know if I've signed into it.
Probably not. Probably not.
So.
Missing out on all the hilarity.
Very active on Twitter.
Yeah.
Very. Francis, where can people find you on the Twitters?
Just, find me at... it's funny because I have my quote-unquote brand at AKA the other guy on everything. And nobody ever asked about it. Makes me sad.
Really?
It's like, what does that mean? And they're like, oh, they'll just giggle and like, oh, you're the other guy. I'm like, yeah. But ask me about it.
But
come on. That's what it's there for. No, I'm kidding. I mean,
it is. I looked at it and I was like, why is he the other guy?
303 Ninja makes sense, right? Because
if you know what the 303 is.
Yeah, it's the error page when a website doesn't exist.
That's 404.
Oh,
well, it's 303. Yeah, it's fine.
No, whatever. You can find Francis tomorrow night live on YouTube.
No, not this time.
Not this time. Never mind, because I don't know why I say that anyway.
Week.
Because this doesn't go out till Monday. But you could find Francis live on Wednesday nights, most Wednesday nights, on Super Geeked Up, a geeky whose line is it anyway? Is the best way to explain it. In the most loving of ways. You can also find Francis is an author. You can pick up his book on Amazon, I think, and a couple other places.
Yeah. And Barnes and Noble. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, go read stuff that I wrote because I'm writing more stuff and I will have more books and that'll be weird.
303 error is page not found in Denver.
Is it real? Yeah, exactly. Only in Denver though.
Yeah.
Nowhere else.
You can find me at 303_ninja on the Twitters, 303ninja on the Instagram. You can call in 314-764-7631. You can email us at the POI Podcast at gmail.com. Twitter is POI Podcast. YouTube is POI Podcast. You can watch this every week live. You can watch us every week. Post. Participate. Have fun with us. Tell us
you want to be follower number 27? Be follower 27.
Be follower number 27. Tell us about your weed experiences. Tell us about your experiences doing whatever. We'll talk about it. You can leave a voicemail.
Even if it's whacking it. If you whack weed, that's fine.
You can, yeah.
Whack weed.
If you're a lawn care specialist, maybe you've come across a weed plant while caring for a lawn. That would be a fun story. Anyway, we'll be here next week. Same time, same channel. Francis is laughing, so it's time to go. Bye.
You're whacking weed.